This is the man behind the brain, your boy Style Sean Gardner, and welcome to the virtual live interactive audience. Again, the man behind the brain is all about the blueprint of success. So I bring you some of the best exclusive interviews with some of your favorite influencers and more. We go all in to find out everything you need to know and more. I'm very excited about my special guest for tonight. Look, I just found out she was from my city, Fort Worth, y'all. So, look, this is going to be a real special show. Ain't too many people out there in my city doing this big. It's this lady right here. You know what I'm saying? She got a long track record of beating people up in the most fabulous way. So, we're about to bring her on right now. I'm about to bring her on. What's good? What's good?
Hey.
Taye Hyder, everybody. That's how you pronounce it, right? How you pronounce
Yes,
it?
Taye Hyder.
Taye Hyder. Look, nothing more, nothing less than Taye Hyder, right?
Yeah, that's me. How's it
Man,
going?
so I'm excited to have you on the show tonight. I was like, I'm
Thank
doing my
you.
research. I was like, oh, she's from Fort Worth.
Yeah, yeah.
Look. Again, not too many people that's doing it is great like that, coming out the city. Look,
Absolutely.
the
I'm
hidden
proud to
gems
be
be the
from
best
Fort Worth.
gems.
I'm proud to be from Fort Worth. I was born in Fort Worth, but I was raised in Dallas. I've been here since I was 12. So
Okay. Well, what elementary school did you go to?
I went to Shoki.
Okay, I went there for a year.
Actually, I just got off the phone with one of your cousins. She was like, "That's my cousin doing your interview." I'm like,
Cool.
"Oh, that's great." Small
Cool,
world.
Shaky.
Is that Courtney?
Who? Oh, Courtney.
Courtney?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
small
look,
world.
y'all, we about to dive right into it now. Again, you got a long track record of beating people up in the most glamorous way. Not by the hands, but I'm sure you got them hands, but them brushes are even better.
It's the brushes that make the impact.
Right. So now, how long have you been in the beauty industry? How long have you been in the beauty industry?
So it's been about 7 years now. Um, yeah, honestly, I have lost count, but it's been about 7 years.
Wow. Now, so what sparked your interest, to get in the beauty industry? Were you a hairstylist at one point? A lot of people start out young, just freestyling, just doing it off the natural talent. How did it come for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, it would definitely be more of a freestyling thing for me. Um, I've always been a little bit artistic. If I have to be honest, I like to draw in elementary. I like to draw in high school. Always been interested in just being like stuff that can make you pretty. But to be completely honest, I never knew there was a such thing as a makeup artist until I got into makeup.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
So it just changed your whole world.
it really did. It really did. I was a leasing consultant in the apartments that I lived in, and I just had a lot of downtime on a computer. So I would go try to copy some of the stuff that I saw on YouTube by myself. And I mean, practice makes perfect, I guess.
Look, YouTube University has set you on fire now.
Absolutely.
Now, you go by the brand top tier.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that makes the Taye Hyder experience top tier?
Oh, well, I would have to start off with me. Just my professionalism sets me apart from a lot of other like beauty influencers, beauty brands. Um, I take my clients very serious. I make them all kind of pretty much feel like a friend. They come in, we laugh, we joke, we gonna sing, we gonna really have a good time. And I think doing that is a really big part of like the experience of glam. Like nobody want like most of the time when these girls come to get their makeup done, they're doing something, they're doing event, they're getting ready for an event that they have to like be in a good mood for. And I
Right.
try to like kind of start that out for them.
Okay, so again, you started out freestyling, just minding your own business and just making yourself look good. And did that start the traction of clientele? Like, who did your face? Like, how did it
Yeah.
start?
Yeah. So, um, I guess I started maybe 2 years after I got out of high school. I would post the pictures of myself from the makeup that I did, which let me remind you, this is a long time ago. So the makeup that I was doing then was nowhere near as good as the makeup that I'm doing now.
Right.
But I would post it, and all of my classmates were just like, "Oh my God, girl, can you do mine? Can you do mine?" So I'm like, "Yeah, come on." I was doing it for free. Just come on, just come up here. Let me just play on your face and just go from there. And it started turning into something. They started leaving me tips. And that's when I was like, "Oh, you can make money doing this. Cool. Let's do this more often."
But so you found your purpose just by mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is one of the most things you enjoy about, transforming a life? Because, in the beauty world, when you're in that chair, it's a therapy experience. So what's one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that you enjoy most about, meeting a new person, transforming a life, and just really bringing out the best in somebody?
Well, for one, I'm really a people person, so I've always liked to talk. I've always been talkative. Back in school, that was the main thing that I got in trouble for, was being talkative. So to me, I enjoy just building those relationships. It's a blessing to me to be able to be a part of somebody's big day. And I don't even just mean like as far as bridal clients. I mean like, like I said before, these girls are getting ready for events. So sometimes I'm getting ready, with them for their birthdays, or, a photo shoot, or, just whatever life-changing event is going on in their life, I get to be a part of it. So it's a blessing, and it's fun.
So now, having a whole 7-year track record in the beauty industry, what are some of the hardships you learned going through the process of it all? Whether it be your value, learning different products, and because I hear a lot of times from different people, you have some great low end products, and you have some great high end products. But what are some of the challenges you face while going through the process that you learned and made you better?
Um, well, as far as there are honestly so many. Um, I could start though with products. So honestly, I'm not what I like to call a product junkie. I work with the same products all the time. I love my staple products, and that's just because I know that they work. I know what look I'm gonna get. It's like my safe zone. But it did take practice in order to find out, okay, what am I gonna work with? What's worth spending all this money on? Because sometimes you spend a whole bunch of money on high end products and they don't even give you the look that you need. So it's just going through that process of finding like what is my look that I'm going for. That's hard. And I think a lot of artists struggle with that. So I'm glad that I'm out of that stage. So that, and then as far as just the customer service part that I've learned, I've had to teach myself that. I feel like not they, but we as a community don't really get a lot of training on like how to be a good customer service person, or how to be professional, how to run your books, how to show up on time, just all of these things that you have to learn by trial and error. So it's been a long journey, but I feel like I'm here now. I feel like that's what makes me top tier, and that's why I say that about myself. Like, when you book your appointment, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here on time. We're gonna have a good time, and you're not even really gonna want to leave, because by the time you leave, you feel like we BFFs. But you gotta go, girl, because I got another client. So
Now, speaking of like your staple products, what is one product out of all your staple ones that, or the company that you would love to be endorsed by?
oh my God, Fenty. Fenty, I love, love, love Fenty foundation. Um, I feel like it gives, first of all, they have so many shades just for women of color, and that's already a blessing. And they have different shades, but they also have the finish that I love. I love photo ready makeup. So I love my girls to look good from any angle. It don't matter what kind of camera you took the picture on, they need to look good. And I feel like Fenty like nailed it.
Noted. Now,
Oh
what's
yeah.
your favorite? What's your favorite? You just look. Your favorite product from the company is the foundation, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, speaking of foundation, I know a lot of makeup artists have this issue. Some that might be starting out. Now, some only know how to do one nationality skin type.
Right,
One
right.
of the things? What is one of the barriers that you feel could help makeup artists overcome that obstacle?
Um, honestly, you cannot overcome it without practicing. Like you literally just have to step out of your comfort zone and practice it. The way that I was able to overcome it was by working at Mac. I was a Mac employee for about 2 years, almost 2 years. And of course, we get all kind of shades of women in Mac. We get black girls, but you get the high yellow black girls, and then you get the deep skin tone black girls, and then you get Indian ladies, white ladies, Mexican ladies, Asian ladies. And I was able to experience matching skin tones with all these different people. But in that, I was also able to experience different skin textures. And a lot of people don't know that having that experience will set you apart. But if you're not able to work at Mac, you sometimes feel like, well, how do I get this experience? How am I able to even like meet these people? But you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to do it.
Now, you've worked with so many people. You got to work with one of my favorite stylists, who's not even from Texas, but he is just taking over the map. Stylist J Bowling. You done Sarah
Yes,
Jakes, Michelle
yes.
Williams. Now, what is one of the benefits or the pros and cons of working like you do everyday people, but what would you say to the people who's trying to get to the commercial side?
Go for it. I don't have any real cons for it. I would do it more if I didn't like honestly have kids that I have all the time because I can't bring them on set with me all the time. But I definitely say go for it. I do say be prepared. It's different from working at your salon or working at your booth because it can turn into going to do a glam for an hour can turn into a 6-hour job. Just because they have to get that perfect photo, they have to get that perfect video, and y'all gonna keep doing it till they get it. So it's definitely more work, but it's so rewarding in the end when you get to see your work all edited and just glam. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
So, what would you say the key of consistency to building your way up to that? What would be the consistency key?
Um, Again, stepping out of your comfort zone. A lot of times as artists, especially if you have a pretty good clientele, you get comfortable and you get to the point where you're like, okay, well, I'll just let everybody come to me. I'm posting my stuff. I have my link where I can be booked. So, you just allowing people to book you and go about it like that. But sometimes you got to get into these DMs of these stylists, of photographers, videographers, all these different people. You have to get in their DM because they don't know you. And if you know them and you've seen their work and you appreciate their work, you got to shoot your shot. You got to get out of your comfort zone.
Get out the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Make
ain't
yourself
gonna happen.
available.
So never be complacent is the key.
Absolutely.
Now, again, you just said you didn't work your way to People Magazine.
Right.
You still on the high. I can see it. I can see it. I can see the glow. I can just only imagine that day, that experience, and getting this maybe a third or fourth time call because I've seen you do her makeup before. Now,
Right.
how did this whole collaboration of a relationship start?
It's crazy. One of the things that it's been one of my goals, but I really, really tapped into that goal this year was to use my networking skills more. And again, step out of my comfort zone. So one of the things that I've started doing recently is if I have a client that I know knows somebody else, I'm asking them like, hey, do you know when this person is coming into town? Or if that person does come into town, DM them, hey, you know, if you need any glam, let me know, blah, blah, blah. I'm here, making myself available. The crazy thing about her is that I didn't have to do that because Super came into town a couple of years ago and came and got her makeup done. Then Judy came into town and Super referred her to me. So since then, I've been doing Judy's makeup. So as soon as her and Brett got together, the next time they came into town, I was doing Brett too. So it's just like, you have to treat every client relationship like it's valuable because you never know what you'll get out of it.
Definitely. Now, what was the whole experience for you? Look, I saw that, you was in the middle of a tough situation when you got the call.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that moment of you being at your friend, during your friend's funeral, that was like she was the angel, looking after you while you got the blessing?
I boo-hooed. Like, I have never cried that hard because it was literally, the answer to your question is yes, that I definitely feel like she was the angel that was like up there vouching for me, because I got the call. I'm sitting in the middle of this funeral and it was already just heartbreaking, like, dealing with the situation. And so when I got the call, I had to step out. And right before I stepped out, I was contemplating, like, do I want to go up and speak about my friend? You know how they let everybody come up and say a little quick word or whatever. So I was contemplating, like, do I want to go up there and do that? I was like, nah, probably not. So I got this call. And when I got the call, I was like, you know what? I would not be doing my friend justice if I didn't go up there and talk about her. Because she's literally one of the first people who allowed me to do, to practice on her face when I was first doing makeup. And she encouraged me, and she's just a really, really big part of my makeup journey. So it was like, I hate that happened, but I couldn't have got the call at a better place or time.
Man, so life-changing experience, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now I see that you have products, and I think I just saw that you had a salon, or you opened the salon. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it'll be a year. Actually, it's not even close to a year. It'll be a year in August. But yeah.
Now, how was that transition into the business side of having new ownership? You already were doing makeup in, the small brand, building up to the next level of ownership. What does ownership mean to you, and how would you describe it?
Ownership is hard. I'll say that much. Because I'm in a totally different lane now. So I'm providing a space for other people to be able to do the same thing that I'm doing, but I also want them to feel the same way about the craft that I feel. So it's hard because you get people that are super passionate, and then you get people that aren't really as passionate as you. So sometimes it's a little frustrating to own a salon. I won't lie, but it's really, really rewarding because I'm able to help people realize these things, like, you need to have a booking link to be more professional. You need to use your customer service skills. You need to be more of a people person. I'm able to help guide them, and it really pays off for a lot of them. It really does. So it's difficult. It's a challenge, but it's definitely rewarding.
Now, again, your friend was like your guardian angel, and you've manifested so much within a 7-year period. You've accomplished some stuff within 7 years that some people are still trying to reach in 10 years. What does the word manifestation mean to you, and how does it feel to fulfill out another level of purpose that you just randomly discovered just doing you?
You know what? One of the biggest compliments that I get when I come into contact with clients, or just honestly going through all of my congratulations on my social media and seeing the comments, a lot of people compliment my consistency. And I cannot stress, every time I have a class, every time I talk to my people that work here in my salon, I cannot stress consistency enough. And honestly, I feel like you can't manifest anything without being consistent afterwards, because we ask for all these things. We say we want these things, but when you get these opportunities, you have to be consistent, and you have to really make the most of them. And I honestly feel like that's one of my biggest, one of the things that I'm best at is really making the most out of opportunities. And then once I get that opportunity, being like really consistent afterwards. And that's how I manifest my stuff, to be honest with you.
Hey. Now, you did bring up another jewel that I feel like a lot of people miss out on. You said you started understanding the value of understanding your network and the network that's around you. How would you describe it to other people who still are missing their mark?
To be completely honest, I think a lot of times people want, I would say, like, they want the notoriety of being a makeup artist, but they think that it's as easy as like just asking people to follow them, or, you know, having a big following on social media. But people don't really see the value in the everyday client. I've had everyday clients literally just being nice to them. They book me on my site. I treat everybody the exact same. It doesn't matter who you are. I treat you the exact same. One lady came in, and I don't know if you know who Amara La Negra is from Love and Hip Hop. This lady came in, and this is her best friend. And the next time I saw her, it was because I was doing Amara's makeup, and she got me the gig. And it's like, you wouldn't know who this lady is. Like, I'm just talking to her like regular, but she loved my personality. She loved how nice I was. She loved how down to earth I was. And just the fact that I made her feel good, not just look good, you know? And I feel like in the beauty industry, making people feel good is like, honestly, you'll go further making people feel good than you will just making them look good. If you have the talent too, that's really, really great. But you can go really far just making people feel good and making people comfortable.
Man, you was hitting on top of the heads, man. I told you got a long track record of beating people up. Look, the brushes, the wisdom, the grace, the knowledge, and you just share so much with us on tonight. Again, for those that are just now tuned in, I'm talking to Taye Hyder, you know, celebrity MUA. This is the man behind the brand. If you're loving the show, look, thank you for joining the live interactive audience. If y'all want to ask us some direct questions, if you aspire to be in her lane, you know, want to know some other knowledge, look, hit the request button. We want to bring you in. Again, this is the live interactive audience. I'll add you on the live so you can ask a brief moment of questions.
Yes, if y'all have any questions, if y'all want to chat, definitely
request
to get in the live. Request to get in. I'm here to talk.
Right. This is what the man behind the brand is all about. For those that don't know about my movement, I'm Stylish Sean Gardner. We are both from Fort Worth, Texas, doing it for the city, making all things great, walking in excellence, walking in grace, and, you know, just doing it for the culture. You know, it's not every day that you meet great people who are humble, who are just polished in what they do and what they love, and just doing it. Get on the live. Get on the live, Artistry Studio. Get on the live.
Get on the live.
This is the interactive audience.
Request
you got
to get
questions,
in the live,
join the live. How you doing?
Hey.
What's your name? What's your name and where you from?
So my name is Destiny, but I go by Desi. I'm from Fort Worth as well.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tay, I've been following you for quite some time. I am a hairstylist and makeup artist myself.
That's
and
dope.
I kind of been popping in and out on Facebook, Instagram, and things of that sort. And I remember a while back you were saying something like you were looking for people to like be like an ambassador for certain products and that you were coming out with. And I was looking towards for the brushes that you were talking about doing. And I was like, oh man, I would love to do that. And so that's why I was just trying to see if you were still looking and like what happened. Did I miss it? Because like I said, I was popping in and out on like Facebook and Instagram.
Right. So first of all, thank you for following me. Thank you for being so sweet. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And yes, I'm always looking for people. Excuse me. I'm always looking for people to help me promote my brand. Always. That really includes pretty much anything from Top Tier Beauty. I can't get the word out about how great my products are by myself. So
Right.
I definitely love to see other people use them in their artistry, love to see them use it on themselves. And that's one of my goals for this year too, is to just, tap into that networking with other makeup artists. So definitely DM me so I don't lose you on the live.
Okay,
So we can
absolutely.
talk more about it.
Absolutely.
Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
asking. That's another thing. I feel like I respect people so much when they're not scared to ask.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
trying
that
to
don't mean
branch
y'all get
out.
in my DM and start asking a whole bunch of stuff. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
That's not what I'm saying. I told one of my clients the other day, like, I'm a person that I will ask. Like, all you can do is tell me no. So,
Right.
but I definitely respect that. So, yeah, definitely hit me up.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you for joining the live interactive audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure you follow the movement. My YouTube link is in my bio. We
Sure
always have
thing.
some great people with inspirational stories. Hey, keep it linked in.
Yeah, absolutely. You
have to exit yourself. I can't do it.
Awesome. Okay. Here we go.
Anybody else with any more questions? Again, this is the man behind the brand. We're tuned in with Taye Hyder, celebrity makeup artist, and you know what I'm saying, beauty all-star across the board.
Hey Tiffany, I love you too.
Anybody else have any more questions? Hit the request button. We're gonna bring you on board. Again, this is the live interactive audience. We're all about connecting. Look, shooting a shot. You just never know what opportunities. She just talked about the power of understanding your network and your net worth and not being afraid to speak. So,
yes,
hey, if you got a product, she might be interested in using it too. You know.
Absolutely. People are so shy.
But don't be shy. Look, speaking of shy, I was watching something, Issa Rae. I'm a big YouTube head. That's like my TV. So Issa Rae has a show called Sip or whatever. And so she had Diddy on the show, and the guy was like, I feel like he really understood the value of what his experience was in that moment. He said, everybody else is gonna want a picture, but that's not gonna tell me how you think, but what can I do to get a day with Diddy in the mentorship? Whatever you got takes with a background check or whatever. Diddy was like, it's not that I don't want to, you just gotta pass the background check, and I respect you for even just opening your mouth. So just taking risks, people. Look, she said step out your comfort zone. That was one of the main things she stated tonight. Consistency, step outside your comfort zone, and just believing in yourself for one. You can't manifest without actually putting forth the foot.
I mean,
that's fake manifestation.
Here's the thing. A lot of times, and I see it all the time on social media, people are like, nobody supports me, my family don't support me, people don't support me, I'm not getting the support I want. I really had to reevaluate how I was looking at that, because a lot of times you do have the support, you're just not doing anything with it. And going viral is cool, but at the end of the day, you have to figure out like what your goal is. So is your goal to like go viral? If your goal is to go viral and you're not getting a lot of shares, I see why you feel like you're not getting support. But if your goal is to make money, you have to go out and do that yourself. You have to go out and honestly still do the footwork. A lot of people forget that before we had social media, we had actual human interactions, and people had to get to know each other, and people had to build relationships, and people had to talk to each other and see each other face to face. And I understand COVID and I need my 6 feet, but at the same time, I can't get to know you over social media, and I can't build a bond and build trust with you over social media. So it's like I think people forget that part, and it's like, yeah, like y'all gotta get back out here and start doing the footwork and making relationships.
So what can we expect next from you? What is your next like short-term or long-term big step goal that we can just expect to see? Any reality TV shows,
Ooh,
on set, on movies, maybe
oh
working with
my
Tyler
goodness.
Perry. Like what's next for Tay?
Um, I'm tapping more into my traveling um part of my artistry. So I definitely love Dallas. I've been in Dallas for a long time. Dallas is where I started my artistry. Dallas is where the root of my support is. And I probably won't leave Dallas for a while, but I'm definitely gonna start monthly like traveling to different cities and building up my network in other cities and building up friendships and relationships in other cities. Um, I got to go to Atlanta last week, and I actually go to Atlanta again next week for a different client. But you know, I feel like when you get the ball rolling, you know, that's when you can really take off. But you can't start seeing all your dreams come true. You can't start seeing all the rewards of your work until you start working. So that's what I'm working on now.
Now let me ask you this. It's very important before we check out.
Uh-huh.
Explain to people the level of professionalism you must have working with high-profile people. For some people that
Ooh,
don't know how to contain it.
mm, that is such a great
What are
question.
some
You're right.
do's and some don'ts? What are some conversations that should not be had that you're not best friends with them? What are
Facts.
the do's and don'ts?
Okay,
They
so
can mess up relationships.
excuse me, my nose ring is turning around. This is so embarrassing, but I can see it on camera. Okay, listen. So first of all, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. So since we see these people on social media and on TV and stuff like that, you get familiar with their face, right? So you can identify who this celebrity is, who that celebrity is just by seeing them. When you see them in person, you have to remember that they have never seen you before. So treating them like, oh hey, so and so, what's going on with you and this relationship that you in, or what's going on with you and your ex best friend, or asking them all these personal questions. Absolutely not. They don't know you from the next person, and it's gonna give paparazzi, which they like to avoid. So you have to remember that you're there to do a job, and you are strictly there to do just that job. Now, I've had celebrities that did talk to me and like open up about stuff that I was seeing about them on TV and stuff. And if they want to do that, that's totally fine. But even in that, I have to be very limited as to like my input, because I'm again here for a professional job. I'm not a journalist. I'm not I'm a makeup artist, so I'm here to make sure you look good, and I make sure that I stay focused, because you can easily want to start asking questions of stuff that's honestly just not your business.
Hey, like Chelsea Brown said, and that's your business.
And it's period.
Man. So again, I'm excited.
But
I'm ex-
but I will
Go ahead.
say a do on the other end of that is talk. Like do build a friendship. Don't be scared. A lot of people ask me like, Tay, do you be nervous when you get around celebrities? And honestly, no, because
You feel like you belong.
it's not. Yes, now I do feel like I belong, but it's not even just that. It's more so like they hired me for something that they can't do. Like they can do all these things in the world. They can be the best singer in the world, be whatever. But I'm the artist. I'm the makeup artist, and I'm the one that's here for their image. So it's like, what I'm gonna be nervous for? Like they already saw what I can do. They already trust that I can do that, or else I wouldn't be here. All I have to do is get out there and do it.
Now let me ask you this, because some people, you know how if you're put in a situation that you really can't take on, but you try to do it out of I don't want to miss the opportunity. How important is it in knowing what you should and shouldn't take on?
Um,
Like, okay, so for instance, you make the perfect thing with balance. Like you say, you have kids and other things like that. Now, you
mhm,
might get a call that's out the random blue and you fully
mhm.
booked for the day, but you're trying to work this person in.
Right.
How do you
Okay,
handle
so
situations like that?
right. So I have actually dealt with that before. Saturdays are my busiest day, of course, with my client schedule. So majority of the time I'm booked out on a Saturday. But a lot of times that's when a celebrity will come into town, and of course they just need an artist like once they get into town, and it's not like they can set an appointment for it. So it's honestly one of those things where you have to weigh the pros and cons. You have to really like look at your options, because if you do it, you could lose the trust of the people in your city that rely on you and book you
Right.
for an opportunity that you don't know where that opportunity is going to take you.
Right.
On the other end, you can take that opportunity and take that chance, kind of take that leap of faith. And the people that do trust in your city that booked you, you might have had to cancel those appointments, but they might be understanding to it. So it's honestly, it can go either way. It can go either way. I think majority of the time for me it's gone well, just because of the kind of relationship that I build with my clients. We talk and they understand, and they kind of, to be honest with you, they know who they're booking. You know what I mean? They know that people gonna want me when they come to town. So, they're a little more understanding as long as I'm not leaving them hanging. But it can go either way. It really can.
Man. Look, you didn't drop the whole book tonight.
I
The
mean,
whole
I got
book.
I
You know what
got
I'm saying? The
gems for
top tier
days.
book. Again,